a rainy day, it's a rainy day. It's raining outside and I can't go out to play. Why do we need the rain every day? Every living thing needs water. Every living thing needs the rain. Every living thing needs water. It's a rainy day, it's a rainy day. It's raining outside and I can't go out to play. Why do we need the rain every day? Hi, hello everybody. This is Zesta Herbal Soap and Skincare. Today I'll be mixing up my cream, my base cream into my body cream. Stand by, stay back, stay with me and watch and see. We need our scale, we need our recipe, we need our clean glassware. I've soaked this with alcohol. If you can look, you can see it's looking wet. I've cleaned it up with alcohol. Then we need our base cream. This is my base cream. I've already fetched out of this base cream. I used it to make my kiddies cream. I used it for my facial cream. Not a lotion or a cream. Maybe next time I'll make a facial lotion. But this time around it was face cream I made. Okay. So now I'll be making my body cream. I'll be taking 300 ml of my base cream. Okay. Remember my base cream, I didn't put any fragrance, only preservative, carrots, marigold flowers, lime, and my emulsifiers and thickeners. Okay. So it is now that we are promixing it, I'll be adding any other beneficial things we need together also with our fragrance. So I'll be getting 300 grams or 300 mils, anyone. So that's our 300 mils of base cream. So to this 300 mils of base cream, I'll be adding my collagen powder. And for my collagen powder, I'm putting in 15 grams of collagen powder. And this 15 grams is 3% of my recipe. So that's 15 grams. Okay. So next now I'll be putting my allantoin powder, and I'll also be putting 15 grams, which is also 3% of my recipe. So I'll zero out my scale. I'm putting my 15 grams of allantoin powder. Remember I told you 15 grams is 3% of my recipe. So, but it depends on you, however you want to formulate your recipe. Okay, that's 15 grams. I'll now be putting in my acids. And for my acids, I want to use 8% of 8%. I'm using 8%. The calculation I made for acids for my body cream is 8%. Okay, because I found out that most of the times for you to see visible result when you're using most of these alpha hydroxyl acids, you need at least to use from 8%. Okay, most of those other small percentages don't work as much. Okay, but also at times they do affect the pH of your final product acid. Remember, I've already pre-mixed this one. This one here has my lactic, my malic, my salicylic, and my glycolic. So you see, it's easy for me to just incorporate it into whatever it is that I'm formulating. I don't have to start fetching and scooping and mixing and dissolving. No, I'll just fetch, calculate, fetch, and pour. This is 70% strength. The next thing I'll be adding is my propylene glycol. And my propylene glycol, I'm putting 15 grams also. That's 3%. Then I'll be putting in my whitening powder. This whitening powder I'll be putting in 20 grams. That's about 4% of my recipe. By the way, most of these powders you're supposed to use within 2%, depending on. But this one I'm using 4%. You can use 2% if that's what you want. And my 4% is 20 grams. So I'm going to put in 20 grams. That's 20 grams of my whitening powder. Okay. Then next I'll be putting in my beauty series. Why I didn't use beauty series in my facial lotion is because beauty series contains hydroquinone. And I don't want any trace of hydroquinone in my facial lotion, in my facial cream. So beauty series I'm putting in 15 grams. Too much. Then next is my Nature Secret oil. Okay, the one I'm using is the one that is that has argan oil. My Nature Secret oil contains argan oil, and I'm using the carrot, the one with carrot. You know, they have two types, so it's one with carrot I'm using. I'm using 15 grams too. Okay, so now the next thing I'll be using is my white now, and my white now I'll be using 10 grams. That's my white now. I'll be using 10 grams. So that's 10 grams of my white now. I forgot to show you my these are Nature Secret looks. This is how beauty series look. I didn't show you. This is my beauty series oil. So the next ingredient I'll be adding in is my skin oil. This is to stop any form of reactions or rashes or whatever, and I'm putting in 10 grams. That's 10 grams is about 2% of my recipe. So I'm putting in 10 grams. The whole cream itself is about 15 grams. So 10 grams is like I'm almost putting everything. But I won't put everything because I calculated everything. Everything I'm adding in percentage. If I should put too much, it will affect my calculation. So that's 10 grams. I've put in 10 grams. Okay. So the next thing I'll be adding is my neem oil. Neem oil is an anti-reaction oil, and it also protects the skin. So this is the neem oil I'll be using, and I'll be adding 10 grams also. That's about 2% of my recipe. So that's my neem oil, 10 grams. Sorry, 10 grams. That's about 2% of my recipe. Next is my wheat germ oil. This is my wheat germ oil, and I'll be putting in 10 grams too. Then after that, I'll be putting in my niacinamide. My niacinamide, that is my vitamin B3. Remember, you should not use your alpha hydroxy acids with vitamin C together. So that's why I'm not going to put vitamin C in this recipe. So I'm putting in 5 grams of my niacinamide. 5 grams is 1%. 5 grams is 1% of my recipe. So the next one I'll be putting after my niacinamide is my kojic acid. These are my organic whitening powders. I balanced up the serums and the powders. Not the one that serums will be too much. So now kojic acid I'm putting in 10 grams. That's about 2% of my recipe. 10 grams. Kojic acid does not dissolve easily in water. If you were to mix it into, if you were to dissolve it on its own, you have to use oils. Either your propylene glycol or your paraffin oil or any other oil. And then with that too, you have to use a bit of heat. Both kojic acid and kojic dipermeate behaves in a similar way. So this is kojic dipermeate, and I just added 2% into my recipe, and that's 10 grams. The same thing too, I'll be adding my sepi white. Because I'm adding these things into a cream base, and I'm going to mix them up, stick blend them after adding. There's no need for me to dissolve them separately, okay? So I'll be adding my sepi white to 2%, that's 10 grams, into my body cream, okay? Then my giga white too. Remember, if you're doing all these things, you should look for powders that work together, that have a similar pH range. And sepi white, giga white, and kojic acid can all go together with the niacinamide, okay? So that's why I'm using them together. So I'm going to put in 10 grams of my giga white powder now. So that's 10 grams of my giga white powder. And this 10 grams is 2% of my recipe, okay? So without forgetting, I'll now be putting in my preservative. So this is my Gamma Plus preservative, and I'll be putting in 0.5%. That is 2.5 grams, okay? Remember that our white now, our base cream, our beauty series, our nature secret, some of these things already, they have preservatives in them. So I'll be putting in only 2.5 or 3 grams of my preservative. That is 0.5% of our preservative, okay? So what I'll do now is I will mix it up, stick blend it, then come back for testing of pH, okay? Hello YouTube family, I mistakenly deleted the part where I checked the pH and balanced it. That's because I was creating space and editing the video, so I lost it. My final pH was 5.0. For a body cream, you need a final pH of 5.8 to 6.0. Because I'm using a strip, it will be difficult for me to get 5.8, but the pH was 5.0. And you know I used a lot of acids in this cream, which will also have the tendency of giving it a high pH. Thanks for watching.